Your kids, again, with their backs to the wall with 3 minutes to go, I was telling these guys, and they persevered and did what they had to do. I think, DJ Miles plays huge down that stretch with a three-pointer and 4 free throws.
Yeah.
And I'll put a star by the free throws because tonight wasn't bad, but still, I don't know where you're ranked free throw wise. Has it gotten better?
No, 351 out of 351.
So still last.
Yeah, I'm trying to end this season on a positive note, Sam. But
he hits 4 in a row.
But
those are 4 big ones.
But at the end of the day, he stepped up and made the free throws when it counted. I didn't worry one single bit when he got that defensive rebound, and I'm proud of him because he's a guy that he was he would admit this too. Probably day one, the first 3 or 4 months of the year, he's probably my least favorite guy to coach.
Seriously.
But
stubborn.
He had some things. Sometimes when you're a junior college kid coming into a new program and having to learn some things, but sometimes it's funny. The guys that you don't like to coach early on end up being the guys you really love to coach here at the end of the season. And he's a guy that I really enjoyed coaching. It's great to see his maturation, how he's matured so much, just in his approach. He's out there the last week of practice. He's going as hard as he's went all year long, and he's helped us, win a lot of games this year that maybe people thought we might not win based off of circumstances. But he's a guy that can definitely take this momentum that we have built over the course of the last few weeks into next season to have a great senior year. But I challenge, my thing to the guys was that there's only going to be 5 teams in the country. Well, there's only going to be 4. 4 teams in the country can end their season with a win. And with being the NCAA tournament champion, the NIT champ, the CBI, and the CIT champ.
Right.
So we could be one of 5 teams that end their season on a win. And they really bought into that. Also for Jonte, which very few guys can ever say they left a winner. You play your final game and you win. Now, would he like to have the opportunity to play in the postseason? Of course, but when you can go out with a great taste in your mouth and not a bitter taste of defeat, that goes a long ways. And for Jonte, I can't say anything more. I mean, he's just an unbelievable kid, first and foremost. Take away basketball. I mean, he's a guy that's going to be successful in life just because he has a blue-collar approach. He's great in the classroom. He's great off the court. He's great every single day in practice. I mean, there's never a day where you don't have to, as a coach, you really don't have to coach him because his energy level is the same every single day. He plays at 110%. He also knows if he doesn't play at 110%, he can't play at this level. But for a guy to be 6'3" in the battle against a 6'11" guy there down the stretch just shows how much heart he has, which is going to allow him to, have a great.
He's come a long way. He told me where they shut down the projects where he lived, and I know where that area is. I mean, like he said, without basketball and or school, but because of basketball, then where he would be. And I mean, dude, where he came from, you or I, anybody, you don't want to be driving around there. I mean, it's bad. Yep. So I mean, I think he really understands, the situation, and you talked about Miles, the maturation. Jonte's a good example of that also.
No, he is.
I mean, you've only been around him a year, but still.
No, and it doesn't take long to be around a guy like Jonte to understand, what he's made of. And, like I said, he's as good of a human being and student that you can ask for. I mean, and a guy that, being a senior year and knowing that he couldn't play, I mean, at any point in time he could have felt sorry for himself, and he just took advantage of an opportunity. And for a guy to go out there like he did on senior night and to make winning plays, and that's not. I mean, it's, the shots that he makes are bonus for us.
Yeah.
It's the winning plays, the charges, the loose ball, the rebounds, the blocks that he'll come and get. Against Portland State was a timely block, and I think the Portland State, the way we won that game, how we found a way to win it. If we didn't find a way to win that game, we don't win this game. The confidence. It's amazing how one game. We can look maybe here a year from now when hopefully we're competing for a Big Sky championship, that you can look back to that Portland State game in this last weekend of the season, that really these guys now believe they can win those games. And you have to win one of those in order, to believe. And I think now, I think we're heading in the right direction.
When you did your research on personnel on this team, when that process was going and you came across Dotson, what was your impression?
To be honest with you, based off of stats, and you had no idea. I knew just from talking to people around the program that he's a guy that basically at 6'3" would come in and beat up on the other post players every day in practice. just with his physicality and his workmanlike approach. He's a guy that never took days off. But, to be honest with you, I mean, I didn't have a good idea about a lot of them. Jonah Radabaugh, I mean, heck, I mean, I would have never thought that he's a guy that
Right.
basically the only time I take him out of the game is when he asked to be taken out after about the fourth or fifth time. I ignore the first four, and then finally, if he's just dead or I don't have a timeout or I can't use a timeout, then I'll just say, okay, it's time to come out.
I don't have anything else, because I'm going to run this around Jonte a lot.
Yeah, no, and I think the other one,
And the perseverance of your kids.
the other part too is that talk in terms of perseverance. Roberto Virgilino, a freshman,
Yeah, geez.
who under most circumstances probably should have redshirted this year, but a guy that's really just stuck with the process, a guy that never pouted, never just kept working. He was in the gym when you were writing your story after the Portland State game. He's in there shooting shots up afterwards.
He gets it.
And, and he's a guy that gets it on a lot of levels from being a really good student. But then, for him to have the confidence, because he's a guy that, we recruited because of his ability to shoot the ball. And sometimes when you don't get the experience of in the game and the confidence of seeing a couple balls go in, it's amazing when you make a couple like you did in the first half. Now the ball starts bouncing in, and I was excited for him because I said he didn't have an easy freshman year, and it probably was unfair that we probably didn't redshirt him, but he found a way to contribute and helped us win a game.
When he hit his second three, I watched him. He was chuckling a little bit.
Yeah, no, he knew that one was going in, and maybe it was the black sleeve that he's wearing now that might have helped his cause, but
Whatever works.
whatever works, man. So